Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Moby and Queenie Show, the show where, even though we're recording in New England, sometimes we're mistaken for London, England. We got a queen, there's a dick poking around up in Buckingham Palace, and we know how to rock the bells like Big Ben. Give it up for us, y'all! We are back on another Friday. How are you guys doing? And I got my queen back. Back. Oh, it's good to have you back. Oh, I missed you. I was struggling last week.
I saw it.
Yeah, I was struggling. Whatever.
You made me laugh. I know that.
Whatever she says. But we're here to make you laugh together. The Moby and Queenie Show just ain't the same without you. And I hope you guys had an awesome week. We're back again.
Yes.
We are back again.
Here we are.
And we're going to start the show as we always do with What's in Your Glass, Queenie? What are we sipping on today?
So today I only poured half, but I have a mixture of this delicious, I don't know if everybody can see that, it's 99 apples proof. It's like what is this?
Yeah, 99 proof would be 49% alcohol, so it's a little strong.
So I mixed mine with some cranberry juice, and yeah, I think it should be pretty refreshing.
Cran apple.
The weather is starting to change.
Good summertime drink.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I can handle it. You?
To me, I actually have a beer that a customer gave mine over here from a local brewing company known as the Vitamin C Brewing Company, and this is just another t-shirt shop, as you can see.
Cool.
Trendy cans, and this is a strong 6.8 proof alcohol IPA Indian Pale Ale. So crack that and cheers to you.
Cheers.
Another Friday.
Thank you.
Mm. Oh, thank you, Scott. That is a good beer. From a good client of mine, Scott. Great guy I've been dealing with for almost a decade now. And just a little gift, and I figured I'd bring it on the show today for you guys to see.
Very good.
It's a good thing going on here.
Very
Another thing we start to show it is a riddle of the day.
Yes.
And the riddle of the day is, what kind of room has no doors or windows?
What kind of room has no doors or windows?
And I know what you're thinking, the one with the padded walls, and they put you in a straitjacket, but no, it's not
I don't know about that room.
Yeah, it's not a psych ward room, okay? I'll tell you. That's not the answer. End of the show. We'll give it to you, folks.
Okay. End of the show.
End of the show. That's how it goes. And another thing we always start the day off with is the dish of the day.
Dish of the day.
Queenie, what is our dish of the day today?
Our dish of the day today is beef stroganoff.
Beef stroganoff is a good plate. Moby knows all about that, me being a dick and all. Anytime where there's the beef and someone's stroking off, there's a dick involved. But no, seriously, folks. They just come to the top of my head. I don't know where this bullshit comes from. But beef stroganoff in a cream sauce.
Yes. Oh, God.
It's just what it comes in, folks. I don't know what your mind is thinking of. Some of yours is dirty. But, yeah, usually over a noodle or something like that. And
I like mine over rice, to be honest.
yeah, rice is a great...
but I do like beef stroganoff.
Yeah, beef stroganoff is good. I haven't had it in a while. Yeah, all of it. It's all great. Cowboy style. Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
Yes.
So, that's it. That's the plate of the day.
Yep.
That's what we're drinking on. You got the riddle.
I do have a question.
What's your
Has
question?
your wife ever made beef stroganoff?
She has definitely made beef stroganoff.
Okay.
Bad memory up here and a little...
It's been a while.
Yeah, a little mushy in the brain
That
area.
means it's time for you to make some.
She's probably made it within a year or so, and it's
Okay.
like all very good. My
Of
wife's
course, she's
cooking
an excellent cook.
she's a good cook.
She really is.
Getting better by the day.
Yes,
She got a new mixer too, actually. For her birthday was last week, as I mentioned, and her bestie's bestie, good friend, Kylie, that she's known forever,
Hi, Kylie.
got her the KitchenAid mixer, in which she's
Yes.
wanted forever. And though I think it's an extravagant gift for a friend to friend,
Really?
it's like $300 or $400.
But that's the love right there.
Oh.
Kylie's good people.
Kylie is great people, and if anybody's gonna get good use out of that KitchenAid mixer,
100%.
it's gonna be me making cookies. So don't you forget it,
I
goddammit.
was thinking Kristen, actually.
Yeah, whatever. You want to know what? She told me that no more store-bought bread in this household.
Ooh,
Homemade bread. I want some
Okay.
pumpernickel and
You
some...
like pumpernickel?
I do not. It was just...
I was
coming to
gonna
my
say
mind.
because
No.
that was a strong tasting bread. There might be some out there who like it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I'm more of a sourdough type of guy.
I just started getting into sourdough bread.
Really?
Yes.
It's thick and dense. It's a filling bread, but it's good.
Yes.
It's good. It's good.
Oh God, you got me doing stupid stuff too. Here we go.
That's what we do on the Moby and Queenie show.
Yes.
Dumb
yes,
shit, too.
Yes.
You guys can laugh at us on a fine Friday evening.
Yes, it's nice.
It's a good beer.
I'm glad you like it.
It is. A little change up from my normal... Don't worry, we got some whiskey,
Of course,
folks.
he's got some on the
We
side.
got, yeah. Don't worry. But a little change up from the normal.
Change is always good.
It's a good cold beer, too.
Absolutely. That's good.
Ladies and gentlemen, did anybody see the Boston Celtics?
I heard.
I told you we were going to be on an uphill battle. I knew we were going to have problems with these teams. But tonight, Game 6 in Boston, Celtics up 3-2.
Yes.
And I think we may take this one.
Very good.
I don't-
I saw some footage of is it Jaylen Brown?
Jaylen Brown had a
Where
great
he-
game.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
That
Bam!
I was impressed. I
Looking
was
like
what?
Jordan. He jumped from the damn free throw line or something.
That was amazing. I'm not I don't really follow, as we all know,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I did catch that, and I was like utterly impressed.
It was, I noticed, not the last game, but either the game before that or one of the games in Boston. My younger cousin, I seen some pictures with him and his dad.
Okay.
So it looks like his dad got them tickets, so they went to one of the playoff games.
Alright, very
So
good.
I want to adopt me, Uncle Charlie. I want to go.
Uncle Charlie.
Jesus. But no, awesome. I bet you and Alex had a great time, and that's a very nice thing for you to do, Charlie.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope you didn't spend too much money on beers that night, because a beer at the Garden's gonna cost what, $20 nowadays?
Especially with inflation and everything else, like everything is going up. So
Everything.
I would imagine.
Yep.
I would imagine so. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would definitely imagine.
It's been crazy.
Memorial Day weekend coming up.
Yes.
Any good plans? For you guys? Any good plans? We gonna get drunk? We gonna drink some booze and eat some food and get on the grill and just chill?
Yes.
Good. What do you got going on?
I intend to head up to I'm heading up to Peabody. I have a really good friend up there who is opening her pool, and we're gonna have a couple people over and just chill, relax. And then I will be eventually working my way down. I'm trying to figure out the time frame because, of course, we all know I hate traffic, and it's going to be crazy out there this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But then going from Peabody down to potentially Cohasset. I haven't decided 100%, but I might try to go visit another friend in Cohasset. They have a beautiful home right on the water, so we'll see.
That would be nice.
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, honestly, I have nothing planned that I know of, as crazy as it sounds.
Sometimes it's the best though.
No, I want to say this is probably the first year in a decade that I wasn't either. Already had plans to go to my parents' house to have a small cookout. We usually don't do anything too crazy. I don't know. I got my wife and my kid home, so that's great. I'll tell you what, I really hope that the golf course is open and I can sneak away for an hour or so, sweetheart. We'll see. I got to go last Monday, which was good. Just went to the driving range, hit a large bucket of balls myself, and like every time I go for the first time, I was really sore the next day.
Really?
For about 72 hours.
Like, what are you
The
doing?
whole,
You're like,
dude, I don't even know. My whole body. It's just my back, my hand. No, I went by myself.
that's nice.
I was going to go with a friend of mine, but he was doing a good deed and taking care of his grandparents' lawn and
Well, I
mowing.
like good deeds. That's
Yeah,
excellent.
he was doing a good deed, so I had to go by myself. I'm like, hey, do you want to go golfing? And
For the last time, no.
I was like, whatever, dude. Fuck you then.
Hey, you just said he was
He's
doing
better
good
than me
deeds.
anyways. I don't want to go with him.
Oh.
We went last year, and let me tell you, this kid used to go with his dad. He used to go with his dad, so they went all the time, and he played for years, and
So he's good.
he's really
That's what
good.
he's telling me.
And I don't understand. He's to the point where we don't, we live in New England. We can't play for a fucking year.
He's just
So
got that natural
he's got that
talent.
natural talent. Kind of like me in front of the microphone with my
Exactly.
sass.
Exactly, I love it.
So, he can be jealous about that. Be jealous, Jason.
Oh, Jason, I'm sorry.
Jason's not his real name. It's the monkey.
Whatever. It works.
All right, we'll call him Jason P. Just kidding. J Powers.
What?
Oh, forget it. We won't.
Why are you just making up names? Stop.
Thomas Edison.
Okay.
I think I got a light bulb coming here.
Anyway.
Ding, ding, ding. Chicken dinner. Winner. So, yeah, we got Memorial Day going on. Cookout, food, nothing. No plans.
Well, like I said, sometimes it's better that way when you don't necessarily have plans and you kind of wait and see what's going on, what's going to happen. And it's nice because most people have a long weekend.
Yeah.
I know we were supposed to get a little bit of rain, but it seems like it's evening out.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Not
so
too hot, but it'll be warm.
Maybe work on your tan.
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one, okay? Whitey Bulger over here. Not just because I'm a dick, but no.
Oh, God.
Seriously, I am. Well, you should see my fucking legs.
Oh, God.
They're translucent.
I don't wanna
Y'all
be
want to see my
blinded.
trans...
No!
Alright.
No! We don't want to be blinded by
Alright,
the
I don't
light.
want to break the cameras. Crack!
I can't. Oh, Lord. Okay.
7 years bad luck, you know, when you break a mirror.
Really?
If you're a, what's that, superstitious fucking weirdo.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up knowing and hearing that, but
Well,
here's my thing. Because probably about a month ago, my cat was having a boxing match with herself in my mirror.
Nice.
And she knocked it over and it broke into like 1,000 pieces.
Pussy.
So, so I was like, should I believe that this is 7 years bad luck? Because I didn't really break
Not
the
for
mirror.
you.
She did.
Yeah, for the cat. But she's got
So,
9 lives, so...
This is true. I was not happy though.
Yeah.
I was not happy. I had to go out, buy a whole nother mirror. I was like,
Clean it up. That's
yeah, yeah, not fun, not
Yeah.
fun. But she broke my mirror because she was fighting with herself. But okay.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I broke a mirror many years ago on purpose.
On purpose?
Yeah, I almost...
What mirror was it? In the house?
I know I'm always the type to
boy.
tell you guys all my bullshit. I am. But this one, I'm not going to lie, I'm embarrassed about.
Okay.
I'm
You're
embarrassed.
admitting it, so you've grown from this moment. I take it.
I've grown,
Okay.
and I guess since we've come to this point in the show and we've brought it up, don't do it. No. All right, no. When I was younger, I wasn't as. All right, I'm a dick now. We know that. I was a dick when I was younger. I'm just gonna fucking tell you the
Were
truth.
you worse?
No, seriously, I'm a dick now on the show, but everybody knows me in real life as a pretty nice person.
Yes.
And
We love you.
again, and I was definitely more of a dick growing up, but I was a young, I can't even say man, I was a fucking child. I was an idiot child doing idiot child things, and I got arrested for my first time ever.
Really?
And when I tell you my age,
I want to know.
you're gonna know why I'm calling myself a ridiculous fucking child right
Enlighten
now.
me,
Because
please.
I was a child.
How old were you?
I was 12.
12. Were you close to turning 13?
I don't think so. I don't
What
know.
the hell are you doing?
Yeah, well, first of all, we're hanging out with the wrong group of people. And not all, listen, I know some of you guys are probably watching this that may or may not have been there that day. And I love you guys, and you know who you are, who I do love. And you know which one he is. Probably aren't watching them or the bad ones. But there was a lot of kids involved. And I grew up with an older group of kids. So now you're taking, and again, I'm not playing the victim here.
Sure.
But a 12-year-old
Sure.
hanging out with 15-year-olds. That was the way it was.
Yeah.
And there was a group of 6 or 7 of us. And 2 of the kids who were definitely more troublemakers than most kids I knew growing up,
Okay.
broke into a house next door to another friend's house we were at. So again, another friend's house we're at, these other 2 kids, they break into the house. And one of the things they come back with is alcohol.
Was that the motivation?
That was definitely at the time for me. And what I was introduced to that day as a young 12-year-old was Goldschlager,
Oh, Goldschlager.
which ultimately was what was the proof that I was there, because I had gold chips on my lips and in my teeth. So after taking many shots of this Goldschlager, so many that I didn't even realize how drunk I was at the time, being a dumb young kid, hanging out with older, and after watching these 2 kids go back and forth and now start to burglarize the house more, and again, very bad. Being the dumb, drunk adolescent I was, in 60 seconds time, I walked into the house to see what was going on. I noticed a gigantic mirror hanging on the wall that was as big as you could see. And I stepped up on the couch and I picked the mirror and I broke it.
No.
And then I ran.
And then you got arrested.
Everyone else got arrested and I bailed. I booked it. I was gone.
Oh boy.
They finally found me at the Harbor Light Movies.
Really?
The Harbor Light Mall back when the movie theaters was there. With the evidence still on
your mouth.
on my mouth. So
Oh,
again,
baby.
embarrassing 20 some odd years ago. I'll tell you what, I paid the price.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I did 2.5 years of probation.
Okay.
Did 250 hours of community service.
250 hours, okay.
And I paid my restitution for the damage that I caused.
That's heavy.
It was very heavy for someone at my age in that time. It was a lot.
I need to ask you a question.
Yes.
Because, I'm going through the teen years, just starting with mine, and I hate these years because I know, things are just changing, okay? I get it. I understand. But did you have any, especially in your adolescent mind,
Yeah.
did you have any remorse, or were you just like, whatever, I don't care, it's fucking stupid? What was really your feeling, especially when you got caught up at the Harbor Theaters? And be honest.
It was a long time ago, so.
Yeah, but I want to know, did you feel bad at all during that time at all, or were you just kind of like, whatever?
I'll tell you what, I have remorse now, so obviously there was a time where remorse came. Do I think the remorse was immediate? No.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
And I appreciate hearing that, because I don't know if there's other parents out there, but I think there are. My son drives me insane. He's 13.
I bet.
Soon to turn 14. And some of the things that he just does, says, the way he acts, he's a good kid overall, but he does make some mistakes that, of course, you gotta learn from your mistakes.
You have to.
But sometimes I just wonder, I'm like, does he even recognize? Is he remorseful? Does he think about anything, even when there's consequences? He just takes it and then he moves on.
I bet you he is picking and choosing certain things to be remorseful about. And as the years go on, he will choose more things to be remorseful for, as he'll have less things to be remorseful for. And that's just part of growing up.
I hate it.
It's tough. It is. I'll tell you what. You didn't want me as a son growing up because
with that story you just told, no.
that was the start of some difficulties with
So
me.
then answer me this.
Yes.
When you say that was the start.
Well, it really wasn't the start.
Okay, but it was beginning. How long did that destructive behavior go on? Not even just
not
for that,
at
but
all.
just attitude.
I don't know. Not really.
Did it go to the age of 17? Did it go
No.
to
Well,
20?
I'd say honestly, it went away. It was gone. I was for the 2.5 years. Well, remind you, I was 12. Let's call it 12 and a half for sake of numbers of me being on probation for the 2.5 year period.
Okay.
So let's say it happened at 12 and a half when I was convicted. I didn't get off probation until 15.
Yeah.
So mind you, in that time, I had to put in all that community service. So at the time, I was scrubbing toilets at the Coast Guard. I was cleaning fire trucks. I was picking up trash on the side of the road for the courthouse. So I was hating my life, obviously, but becoming remorseful and, I hate to say it, but you're remorseful because you're like, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be doing this. So when I think I only had a year and a half or something to do it, so I had to get the hours in a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so let's say I didn't get off that probation period until I was 15. So I couldn't afford to be a dick.
Okay.
Because if I got in trouble, they were sending me to juvie.
All right, but what happened when you finally got off and you're 15?
So I got off when I was 15. Well, I was starting to get into girls, so that, got me out of trouble and brought me away from boys. But then I, got my car and my license, and Anybody who knows what I do for a living now, I had my first car when I was 15, 16, so I was already tearing apart my car and teaching myself to be the great electronic master that I am today. So I spent a lot of time working in my cars.
You still hung out though, right?
No, I did, yeah, and then I didn't get in trouble again until I was 19 or 20.
Alright, so there was a good gap though.
Yeah, so again, I mean, 7 years until I got in trouble again, and 5 years till I was like off probation. So it wasn't like I wasn't a troublemaker, but you know, I got arrested a couple times over the years.
Okay, he's like, look.
I'm no Robert Downey Jr.
Thank God.
in the fact that he's not as good as an actor I am.
Okay.
But, you know, but I am an Iron Man. For those that didn't know.
I like it. He's an Iron Man.
Just saying.
Did you pick that up, people?
Just saying.
Pick that up?
But my iron count's probably low because I bruise easily.
Oh, jeez.
Just kidding. Just kidding. But, yeah, no. So, remorseful, yes. Regret my past, no. I don't.
No, you should never regret.
I don't regret my past.
I mean, I think that's what I was saying. Like, you know, I understand that you have to learn lessons. We all have to learn lessons at a certain point. We make mistakes, especially when we are young. I think it's just hard for me because, you know, I'm mom, and he's always going to be my baby, even though he doesn't like one.
Grown-ass man.
Yes. So when he challenges me, I get aggravated. And anybody that knows me knows that I am not one to just take it. So be prepared because I still know how to bring him down, even though he's like twice my size and height. So be aware, I guess. I say that to others too, like the young folks that might be potentially one day watching this. Recognize and know that your parents know every little thing, and they will do whatever they need to do in order to get you to understand. So.
And Keisha will fuck you up.
Oh, I so will. I don't like to, but I will.
She got an alter ego. We're not going to bring her out tonight.
Yeah. No, we definitely don't.
But
your wife knows about my alter ego.
Well, I'll tell you what. Once we start doing some of these shows live on the road, you never know.
Oh, boy.
You never know what happens live on the road.
Oh, boy.
So we may get to see her one day.
Yeah, you know, I really want to start figuring out how we might be able to pull some guests in here.
We need to do that. Well, and another thing, so I was told, and if Auntie Carrie, thank you, and if the offer comes up, we may be moving to a different space for the studio, give us a little more room, and maybe ultimately give you guys an overall better experience.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and if anybody hasn't seen, we got our new logo in. I want to thank Alyssa for making us our great logo of the Moby and Queenie show. I did post it up on some of my social media platforms.
Yes.
We're gonna make some T-shirts. We have some requests for some people, but it's a very good logo for those who haven't seen it.
Awesome.
She's a very young, talented artist, and I can guarantee you we will be working with her in the future, assuming she allows us to.
Yes, I think she would.
I think she would too. Oh, I don't think she would. I just, I can be a dick sometimes, so.
Yeah, we all work
Maybe
through
I
that.
said something wrong. I don't know.
We can work through that. That's
Fuck
all good.
Yeah. Taking down the house in Buckingham Palace. So.
Oh my goodness.
The Queen.
All right, so we do need to discuss a little bit of tell them why you're mad.
We do need to tell people why we're mad.
We cannot go through this show without at least discussing a little bit of the sad and unfortunate situation that happened in Uvalde, Texas, very recently, where 19 children and 2 adults were sadly murdered and gunned down at their school, and it was really just horrible. It's been all over the news all week. And of course, this has brought out a lot of debate on various topics, one being gun laws. And I know that everybody has different views, and I respect all views. I do. Everybody has the right to speak and say what they need to say. For me, and you might be different a little, I don't know, but I do feel that in some way we do need to have stricter gun laws. I know that individuals, I've heard various stories say that, it has nothing to do with the fact of of this young man having a gun. It was more his mental health, whatever. I know for me, and I think I had shared this with you, both my parents are from the South, so guns is like second nature down there. Everyone down south has guns for the most part. My grandfather was the first person to teach me how to shoot various guns, and my father also, rest his soul, he was a police officer, detective, canine officer, and he also taught me how to shoot guns and how to be responsible with guns. I'm not saying that people have to have their Second Amendment rights taken. However, I do feel that we need to figure out what more we can do to make the laws a little bit stricter. Because the fact that that young man was able to get a gun at the age of 18 so easily, and there were signs, there were various things that were going on, not even just around his mental health. And we're just talking about one piece here. I mean, we could probably go down the line for, how many various shootings, whether they're in schools, which we all know about, Sandy Hook, but also other places as well, and other situations, other people. Even last week, the grocery store shooting. I mean, there's a lot of things. But I just feel like we do need to figure this out, people. And like I said, some of you may not agree with me, and I respect you regardless. I just know I have to say how I feel. We got to figure this out, people, because it's ridiculous. So I'm mad because I feel like there's some unnecessary things that are going on, and we're not working with each other, we're working against each other, but we've got to figure this out.
Yeah, I agree. Gun safety, gun ownership, guns in general are a very touchy subject for a lot of people. And, I'm not going to lie, for views on guns, I would say how you said you grew up from the South with your parents having guns. I grew up in a household where I was taught that guns were heroin. They were the worst thing on earth. You should never touch them. You should never play with them. To the point when I was first introduced, I guess I was around some shotguns and stuff, up in Maine at a younger age. But when I was in my younger ages, young 20s, where someone put a gun in my hand as a joke, it freaked me out. And they kind of had it in a bag, and they kind of were like here and dumped the bag in my hand, and I naturally, it just, I didn't want my fingerprints on it. I didn't want it in my hand. I don't like them. I've never liked them. Now that I'm getting older, I feel like I should learn to use them more and definitely learn to respect them more. I don't know. I know we all have opinions and views. I honestly would say I'm probably a horrible person to have opinions and views on this.
No.
Because of, again, how I was brought up. I was brought up for guns to be bad. And, are guns bad?
Depends on who's got them.
It depends on
and how
who's got them
used.
and how they're being used.
Yes.
So, I would say I was brought up the wrong way. To be brought up to say that guns are horrible and bad no matter what is probably not a good way to be brought up around guns.
But you gotta understand too, and here's me, who's also arguing the other side to this, at least the way your parents did. They probably just, they were afraid and they just didn't want you to even remotely, especially as a young kid, to think if you see a gun, touch it, pick it up, play with it. So it sounds like, they went to an extreme measure and it stayed with you so that the first time you even encountered one, it freaked you out, which makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it was necessarily wrong because all parents, we're struggling to try to raise up our kids. We don't know. We just know we don't want our babies to get hurt. So I understand to a degree why your parents probably did that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also hear you now, like as an adult, things are a little different. And again, the Second Amendment right is out there. You have the right to bear arms. I get that. It's just we have to really figure out, who and how and reasons behind, and just really understanding better who we're giving this opportunity to.
True. I had a conversation with my oldest child last week, who is getting very motivated over this summer.
Okay.
Working lots of hours. His bank account's stacking up quick, so
nice.
Very proud of him doing well. And got some ambitious goals. One being getting his car, one being getting his license, and one I am not thrilled about, getting his gun license.
Really? He came to you and talked to you about it?
It was brief. He was telling me his ambitious goals, and that was kind of how it was. Like, Dad, I want to get my car. Dad, I want to get my license. Once those two are in the bag, I want to get my FID license.
Okay.
So, and I didn't fully express to him how I felt because I didn't know how I felt yet.
Sure.
And I guess at this point, I still don't fully know how it is. And I'm not going to be like my parents, and I'm not going to say, no, you can't do that, because, again, he can do that. He's 18 years old. He can do what he wants. He's an adult. Could I give him my opinion and tell him I wouldn't like him to do that? I could. Is that my opinion? I don't know. At this point in time, what I would say, which I think would be best for me, would be to offer to go do it with him.
Yeah, that would be good. I think one thing I want to understand, at least from his point of view, is why he's motivated to want that at the age of 18.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there something going on in his life? Are there things that he's hearing out in the world and he just wants to be better prepared? Like, what is his motivation as to feeling why he wants it? Not to say he can't.
Very good question, yeah.
What's the motivation as to why?
Yeah, and again, we're not talking about a kid who lives in a dangerous neighborhood. Right. We're not talking about a kid who has created enemies. I would say, if anything, my past and things I've dealt with when I was his age, I probably should have dealt in guns.
Really?
I had a lot of money on me and dealt with some shady people, and I actually was not the victim, but I was the friend of a victim involved in a robbery of $12,000 at gunpoint. Do I wish we had guns that day? I mean, no. Again, I was young. I was probably 21 or 22. My friend at the time was probably 24 or 25. And, luckily we got robbed and we didn't get shot or killed. So, it's a touchy subject. And again, like you said, the why. Again, at me at his age, the why, because I was involved with shady people and dealt with money, that's not a good enough excuse. He doesn't really have a good excuse, but I would say to learn and to be prepared and to just have the knowledge, I mean, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing.
Sure.
Other than that, I guess I don't know why. I mean, again, doesn't live in a bad neighborhood, doesn't deal with shady people. He's not a rich kid who flaunts diamonds and jewelry and drives around in Maseratis.
Mm-hmm.
So other than, I don't know.
Yeah,
too much Call of Duty.
Well, I was just going to say, that's one of those things that I think our kids are exposed to so much more now than we
ever.
Yeah, so that's why I would want to understand his feeling for why this is a piece that he, puts at the top of the three things that he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure not just your son, but I'm sure others have children, boys and girls, who this is something that has crossed their mind. But I would really want to understand why. And if their reasons are similar, like various kids are saying certain things that just keep popping up that might be part of that social media exposure, then we need to do something, maybe not so much about the guns, but about, the exposure that these kids are receiving in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. But, hey.
That's going to be a hard one.
Yeah, it is. It sure is.
So,
all right.
That's why we're mad. That's it.
Yeah, we got to move on.
We got another segment, and this is one we've missed the past couple weeks, and it is a favorite of mine. Crazy laws that come up in your state, county, town, fucking planet, in your bedroom. Do you have weird laws in your bedroom?
Oh, boy.
Will your wife not let you whoosh on Wednesday if you don't have your cowboy hat?
Oh, boy.
In your assless chaps on Wednesdays.
Your assless chaps.
Hey,
nice.
I got a pair of assless chaps.
Oh, that's nice.
Just kidding, but
Wifey, did you
I'm going to get a pair tonight. Yeah. But seriously, we're on to laws, and we got some laws. You want to hit us with a law?
Yeah.
A crazy law. What do you got for us today, Queenie?
So, I'm going to let you handle the crazy Massachusetts laws.
Okay.
But I did look up a different state, and I figured, you know what, let's look up some different laws in in the New England area. So I chose New Hampshire because I know a couple people are probably going to go up to New Hampshire. Some will go down to the Cape, but some will go up to New Hampshire, maybe Maine.
Live free or die.
Yeah. So I looked up a couple laws in New Hampshire. And I came across this one, which really kind of shocked me because I'm like, I bet you just about everyone has at some point broken this law.
Mm.
But did you know it is illegal to pick up seaweed off of the beach in New Hampshire?
Why would you want to pick up seaweed off the beach?
Kids play with seaweed. You pick it up, you examine it, you look at it, you see if there's any like snail shells or whatever in there, and clams and all kinds of stuff. When you're on the beach, you're just having fun.
Man, I'll eat my Wheaties, I'll smoke my Wheaties, but I ain't picking up no damn Wheaties off the beach.
Of course. Of course.
That's just me. And I'm a fucking whale, alright? I got caught in some kelp sometime, but I chewed right through that shit.
Good. I'm glad to know.
Right through it.
So just be aware, people, those that might be traveling up to New Hampshire for the Memorial Day weekend.
Hands off the weed.
Yeah. Don't touch the seaweed.
Yeah, hands on the regular weed.
Another one that I also came across in New Hampshire is that on Sundays, citizens in New Hampshire, which this one's interesting.
Yeah.
You're a mess.
Sorry.
On Sundays, citizens in New Hampshire may not pee while looking up. I don't know where that came from, why it started, but I was kind of like, what?
Well, I'd probably be looking down anyways. You gotta see where you're peeing.
I would like to think that most of the men for sure would be looking down and paying attention. But I don't know. I'm like, what the heck are they looking up at?
From what I've heard, men aren't very good at aiming.
Ay, ay.
We got a bumblebee painted at the bottom of my toilet just so I can get it in my... Just kidding. But I'm getting that too when I get home.
You're like, really?
Yeah, Amazon tonight. Assless chaps and bumblebee decal.
Oh, God, here we go. So, yeah, those are some interesting, strange, weird New Hampshire laws. There's a whole bunch more, but those were the two that I was like, okay, this is interesting stuff.
That's cool. All
Bring
right.
us to Massachusetts, Moby.
All right, we got some Massachusetts laws here. A couple that stuck out to me was, number one, is you're not allowed to give a patient in a hospital beer.
Really?
So,
you wouldn't say.
well, I mean, let's say they've been there and they're having a tough time and maybe they're a fucking alcoholic and they're having withdrawals. Do you really want your friend shaking like a piece of bacon in there?
Off of a beer? Well, I guess it depends on what. I'm sorry. It depends on what the issue
And
is.
again, I kind of get it. You're not supposed to bring alcohol into a hospital. I don't know. I think that's just kind of a weird one.
That is weird.
I mean, maybe it's New Year's Eve.
It's
and
interesting that it had to be put into a law, like, because obviously at some point
people
in
were
Massachusetts, a lot of people were being.
Well, I'll tell you what it was. Some nurse came in and there was like a case of empty cans crushed up in the fucking corner, and she was just like, "I'm going on strike. Fuck this shit. No more bears in the champagne room.
Oh, goodness.
No sex in the champagne room."
Here we go.
Another law that caught my mind was snoring. This is for people who snore out there, and if you guys have a significant other that snore, I'll tell you what, you fucking just push them over.
You don't even have to.
I've talked about this with my wife. She's got a better one. She hits me.
Oh, that's good.
She just like pounds me on the chest, and then if I wake up and I'm like, she's like, "Are you okay? What happened?"
I like it.
It's pretty good,
Yeah,
but
it's like what's wrong?
no, my wife snores. I roll her the fuck over.
I didn't believe
See you
that she
later.
snored.
And I get a big enough bed, so I can roll her over a couple
Well,
times.
not just for significant others, but my son snores, and he's in a whole nother room across the hall.
Shaking the
And
walls.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, seriously? I have to get up. I have to go in his room. I'm like, move! Do something! Hold a pillow! I don't care! I can't sleep.
Here, hold this pillow, mother.
I'm like,
I didn't even tell you the fucking law. So the law is that if you are snoring, you have to have the windows closed and locked. And you would think, well, it's my fucking house. Fuck you. What? But
well,
no.
that's for the neighbors, I
This
guess.
is, well, and again, if you're living in apartments that are in the city, or if you're real close together, I could see how if you had an asshole neighbor who snored like he was waking up the whole neighborhood, I'd want his window closed too. Sound like the damn train going by.
That's one thing, but what happens when they're inside your home? What do you do?
The fucking pillow. Are you okay? Oh, I'm not trying to.
All right, next.
Alright. Candy.
We all
We all love candy. And I've even heard, I guess, of small alcohol content. Maybe. I don't know. It sounds crazy. Alcohol content in candy is not allowed to exceed 1%.
1%. So
So
they're allowed to at least have
You're,
1%?
and I know there's different kinds of alcohols and like
Interesting.
propanols and ethanols and
Interesting.
so I don't know what you would use it for, but I guess if you need to use an alcohol in your candy, you got to keep it below 1% because you got these dumb fucking kids nowadays eating hand sanitizer and shit to catch a buzz. I put it on my hand and lit it on fire once as a cool party trick.
And you didn't burn?
Well, no, that's the trick. It
It's like, no, that's the
it
trick.
coats your hand. It doesn't burn.
Yeah, but eventually it will stop,
Well,
right?
you have to put it out. If you let it burn all the way, I'm sure.
Oh, good Lord.
I mean,
The
I
things
don't know, I
learn
told
about
you.
movies. I learn something new every day.
You guys will learn something new every week. Keep coming back to the show. And again, I there's no shame in my game. I even tell you my deepest, darkest moments. And you're going to continue to get that content every week, folks. So,
I love it.
yeah.
We
We got one more law before
Oh, yeah,
we got to give them the riddle.
yes.
The last one is bullets, since we were kind of on guns and everything.
Yes.
You're not allowed to use bullets as a replacement as a currency. So kind of like, people barter, and a long time ago, people, before there was money, we bartered. That it was just a medium of exchange.
Well, I guess back in the days, maybe
So you wouldn't have been allowed to, for say, trade your bullets for a piece of beef.
Interesting.
Yeah, you can't use it as a currency, so.
And that's still in the books, people.
Yeah,
So
bullets
in
are only
the
allowed
books-
to, shoot and kill people. They're not allowed to be traded for
Yeah.
food and stuff that would help people.
Good to know.
So, yeah, good to
Okay,
know.
very good.
But wrapping up the show, because we are taking away, I think, too much of these people's time today.
Okay.
We got an answer to a riddle, folks. And that riddle was, what kind of room doesn't have doors or windows? And like I said, it's not, what is it, the psych ward over here in fucking Bridgewater? It's not Bridgewater State, folks. Though I know there are some rooms in there without doors or windows. Do you know what this is, Queenie? What is the answer?
I do know, and I actually really love this riddle because the answer is mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a special one for Uncle Billy, who swears out he does not eat or like mushrooms. But little does he know, there are some things that he eats that mushrooms are in.
Oh.
So the answer is mushrooms, everyone.
Mushrooms. And for all my hippies and trippies out there who love those magic mushrooms, that is the answer. It is mushroom. It's another episode of the Moby and Queenie Show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
We
watching.
love you. I love mushrooms because I'm a fun guy. And and if you don't think I am, fuck you!
Oh,
Just kidding.
man.
We love you.
Love
See you next
you.
week, guys.
Bye.
Shift them.